Hey guys, welcome back to the Southern Rustic. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a Southern classic. It's a Southern staple. It's been on every Southern table for many, many years. My grandmother made it for my father. My father, he made it for us. And now I make it for my children. And we all absolutely love it. This recipe is called beef tips. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's a very, very simple meal. You can serve it over rice, egg noodles, or mashed potatoes. I've done all three. It just depends on what I'm feeling that day. But it's very, very simple ingredients, and I'll run over those with you real quick and then we'll get started. Alright guys, for this you're going to need 1 to 2 pounds of stew meat. This is just a roast that I've diced up into cubes. You're going to need butter, onions. This is just 1 onion that I diced up. You're going to need 3 cups of beef broth, salt and pepper. This is cornstarch. This is 2 tablespoons. You're going to need garlic, Worcestershire sauce, paprika, and 1 bay leaf. Alright guys, I've got a large Dutch oven. You don't need one this big. This is just what I'm using today. It's not turned on yet, so we're going to turn this on and let this come to heat over about medium high heat. Alright, now that my pan has come up to heat a little bit, I'm going to add in about a tablespoon of butter. And we're just going to let that melt. Now we're going to add in our beef cubes. I'm going to season this with a little bit of salt and pepper. We want to season every bit of this so it gets really, really good flavor. And you're just going to cook these and toss them occasionally until they get really brown and seared on all sides. Alright, now that my meat has got a nice brown sear to them. Now as you notice, there's a little bit of water that the meat has given off. You want to keep that. That's a lot of flavor. You're going to add in your onions. About 2 teaspoons of garlic. About a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And this is just going to add a little bit of flavor. And you're going to add in about a teaspoon or so of paprika. Just going to give that a mix. Now you're going to cook this for 5 minutes, just until the onions get tender. Okay guys, my onions have cooked down and they're tender now. We are just going to add in our beef broth. This is 3 cups of beef broth. And you're going to add in your 1 bay leaf. Give this a mix. You're going to bring this to a boil, and when it starts to boil, you're going to cover this with a lid, turn it down to low, and you're going to let this cook for 50 to 60 minutes. Now we've got the lid on and we've turned the heat down to low. You're going to come back every few minutes and just give it a stir, just so it doesn't stick or burn to the bottom of the pan. And then just let this cook for about an hour. Alright guys, this has been cooking for an hour and the meat is super tender. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to remove the bay leaf, and you can just toss this. And I just added just about 3 to 4 tablespoons of water in there and just mixed it up. So we're just going to add that in there and give it a stir. And it's going to thicken up nicely. So we're going to let this cook for another 10 minutes just so the cornstarch can thicken up the sauce in there, and then we'll be ready to plate. Alright guys, everything is done. While my beef tips were thickening up, I just went ahead and made some buttered egg noodles. You just throw them in some hot boiling water with a little bit of salt, let them cook, drain them, throw a tablespoon or 2 of butter in there, toss it around, you're good to go. So we're just going to plate this up. Going to take a little bit of these noodles and a little bit of this wonderful beef tips along with some gravy. Okay guys, I've got it plated up and this is what it looks like. This meat is so tender, it just falls apart. It's super, super delicious. It's very hot right now, so it just cuts super, super easy. Get a bite here. So that meat is super tender and that sauce is amazing. You can serve it with anything. You can serve it over egg noodles, rice, mashed potatoes, whatever your little heart desires, you can serve it. Any side would work well with this. I normally serve it with broccoli or green beans. Just depends on how I'm feeling that day. But yes, you guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that little red subscribe button down below and be part of the Southern Rustic family. We would love to have you join. So that's going to be it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.